So today on Men's Wellness League podcast, we have Mr. Willie Mo.
My bad. Hey, let me tell y'all something. My eyes ain't like they used to be,
like
but they're getting better.
They're getting better.
That's the one thing. So when I have my assistant with me when we out, I always tell him to, let me know where the hands are. Because genetically, my mom, genetically we got this thing with our eyes, with our peripheral vision.
Wow.
And so I didn't know until like 2 years ago when I met my biological family that we all got this little eye thing.
Oh wow.
But I'm gonna be the only one to get healed.
Right.
I'm gonna be the only one to get healed.
Definitely gonna get healed.
Yeah, I ain't going.
So for the folks that don't know, Willie Mo, he's a radio personality, an actor, a speaker. He's a writer, a father, a mentor. The list goes on and on. Actor.
Yeah, we get.
I mean, you making moves, man.
It's been a dope journey. It's just like every level that you go to offers a new opportunity. You know what I mean? So I started to just work out, really not to be super duper healthy, but just to get my stress out. And then I attracted nuber-T just from being healthy. It's like whatever you do, it seems like the Lord continues to give you something new to add value to you. So each thing adds something new. So
it's layers to it.
Yeah, it's layers
to it, man.
Sure.
And we're definitely appreciative of you being on the podcast today, but also being a part of the nuber-T family as well. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Shout out Miss Diane. She just took good care of me.
Shout out to Miss Diane.
The staff here is really, really good. It's kind of like you going home, to be quite honest. Like I know a lot of men who don't like to do anything that has to do with health or doctors or blood drawn and all that other stuff. But the thing is, when you get into an environment that makes you feel comfortable enough to be vulnerable, it's good. And I appreciate what you guys bring to the table, and I'm just thankful that I'm able to be even healthier. I just found out that I'm better than I was last year.
Come on, man. That's growth. Come on, baby.
Yeah, and for some people, that's like, oh, that's good. But like, no, you don't understand. Like last year when I came in here, I was probably going through one of the biggest depressions that I'd ever had in my life. I don't think I'd ever been depressed. So when I came in here, it was like, oh, I better do something for my health because I was going through so much. But the experience allowed me to meeting Miss Diane and then hanging out with you because you always jipper with an idea. This nigga always got an idea. So I got a commercial I'm trying to shoot. I'm like, Miguel, now what we doing? Man, I got a podcast. All right, Miguel.
Let's do it.
Bro, I'm going to be there.
Guess what? You showed up too.
I'm going to be there. Whatever he doing. Because you're excited about what you do. I think that's important.
That's very important.
It's so important.
Yeah, man. Absolutely. I mean, it's so important to be passionate about what you're involved with. There's so many people that just exist, right? They're just living day to day, going through the motions, the mundane process of whatever they may have going on. But when you truly are passionate about what it is that you're doing, it's not work, And I'm passionate about health and wellness and connecting with brothers like yourself. Sure. But this isn't about me. Yeah. This is about Mr. Willie Mo. Yeah, so tell us a little bit about what you have going on right now in this very moment, because I know you got a lot of things going on. You got a lot of different business opportunities that are taking you in different places.
So, number one, to those of you who have no idea who I am, I'm Willie Mo Jr. I'm from St. Louis, Missouri. As he alluded to, I have a syndicated radio show. We touch about 1.7 million people every single week. It includes Atlanta, DC, the whole DMV area, Detroit, St. Louis, all of the Carolinas, Florida, and then of course, as we move up to New York and all of that. So we touch a really, really great audience there. That's kind of my senior audience. That's like 40 to like 80, you know what I mean? Because it's on the inspirational format, but it's just a lot of wisdom on that format. So that's really, really great. And then of course, socially, we get the opportunity to touch about 1.2 million people through Facebook, through Instagram. Of course, the algorithm does what it does, but we were able to develop our brand based upon social media doing these crazy video vlogs. And so I used to be a guy named Pretty Willie, so I sung this song called Lay Your Body Down, Boom Boom, and I had another song called Four Walls and another song called Good Thing, and I signed a deal with Warner Brother Records, and I was out in Los Angeles really just drinking and smoking too much, to be quite honest, like living contrary to, what I knew my purpose was. Like I'm from the neighborhood, Berkeley, Missouri, where the median income is $17,000. But I never was the guy who really jumped off the porch and got in the streets like that. But everybody around me knew what it was. Like I'm from that neighborhood, so I know how to get active if I had to. But I always just had this talent. So I ended up signing a record deal with Universal. Nelly sold 30 million records. I sold like 30. Like total. That's all the niggas sold. That's all I had. I had 30, bro. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10, 20.
Hey,
that's all I did.
but it's a part of your journey though.
Yeah, but
it's a part of your journey.
So now entrepreneurship is like the coolest thing. Like everybody like, I got a business. Now I was on MySpace with a business, and my mom was like, you probably need to go get a job though.
Right.
So I'm like, yo, Universal drop us, and I come out with Lay Your Body Down and do like 25 million hits on MySpace. Nobody really knows what that, like now it's like, oh wow.
25 million hits?
Yeah, we got like hundreds of million hits on MySpace. Like with the number one song, this record called Good Thing, She Got the Best Conversation. So that song on everybody's page. And so I go up and Warner Brothers signed another deal. It was only, I think they gave me like 50 grand out of a $250,000 fund that day. And then I just started going to church. Like every Sunday we out there, and I'm working with this dude named DJ Quick. Y'all might know Quick. I'm working with him in the studio. My manager is his bodyguard, so we signed with Warner Brother Records. Started going to church because I'm smoking so much. And then one night we was out with Game, and it was like a fight at the club, and I was like, we need to go to church.
St. Louis, LA, or
LA. I'm like living out in LA. I'm like, we need to go to church.
Yeah.
So I ended up going to church and got more than I bargained for. So I wasn't trying to be this inspirational guy. I was really trying to center myself. And for the first time,
bring some balance.
I'm like, man, I was just girls here and smoking here. So I go to church to get centered and got more than I bargained for.
Man, that's
like
awesome.
Literally, this guy's talking up there, and he's like talking. I'm like, man, I feel like you have been somewhere. Like, man, dude, you talking to me?
Right?
You know?
Yeah.
And then I was like, I'm probably gonna try to give my life to the Lord next week. And then the pastor was like, somebody in here believes that next week is the best week. But let me tell you, I was like, how you know that? This is crazy. So like I give my life to the Lord, still have Black and Miles and Budweiser and everything, and still indulged in all of that, but my life have been centered in something different. And moved back to St. Louis, started this Young Flying Save movement, started doing video vlogging, moved to Atlanta, and it just seemed like the Lord breathed on this ministry, and I get an opportunity. And I call it a ministry, but it's so mainstream. Right. Because we still love God, still cuss a little bit, still enjoy life, but at the end of the day, our principles and the way we move is just through the love of Christ. So
that's amazing, bro.
Yeah.
And I knew a little bit about the Pretty Willie.
Yeah.
But I didn't know the Pretty Willie. I didn't know Pretty Willie did 25 million hits.
Yeah, 25
that's
million.
Huge.
Yeah, Warner Brothers gave me a $250,000 that
Bro, that's
day.
strong.
Yeah, he gave me a $250,000.
I mean, that's a lot of money right now. So that was definitely a lot of money back then.
Yeah, man.
That's amazing, bro.
$250,000 for that.
So when it fast forward, now obviously you were in Atlanta and you came to Atlanta. How long ago was it when you?
10 years.
10 years.
10 years, crazy.
Now, did you start with radio? Was it like how did that happen?
Nah, I read the scripture, and let me just say this: I'm not trying to turn this into church for nobody. I don't mind your
give us the word.
Orientation.
Give us the word. We all need the word.
Y'all run how you run, but so just understand, like I'm still fighting my smoking, but I'm keeping the word with me. So I'm still smoking Black and Mild, still having whatever it is.
Nicotine patch, man.
Yeah, that's back. Yeah, let's get a patch. I should have got a patch, but I'm in there and I read this crazy scripture, and it says the greatest among us will serve. But I noticed that it said the great test, EST, meaning that if you wanted to be the greatest, not just great, but the greatest among them will be their servant. And so I realized that the only way that I was going to get to where I needed to be the greatest is that I was going to have to serve a king. I understood the giant that I had to slay, which was this generation being a generation who really needed inspiration, who really needed to see Jesus represented in the earth a lot different. But I needed somebody to serve, and so I came down here solely to serve a guy named Canton Jones. Not for no pay, not to be seen, but I knew that if I could serve my way to greatness, then God would open this thing up for me.
That's
because
right.
I have been hustling so hard. Like it's tiresome when you gotta do everything. Like I gotta be seen. They gotta know who I am.
Right.
And they gotta do, that's just a lot of pressure. And
It's
that's what social
pressure.
media does.
Right.
But I just started serving this guy who was in a lane that I thought would be beneficial to know what it's like to run a ministry, work a ministry. So I carried his bags. I came over there. I wasn't getting paid. My woman at the time was like, you going over there like he paying you every single week. And I was just like, it ain't about the pay.
Right.
It's about the environment that I'm
It was
about
the
to be in.
mentorship.
It's the mentorship.
Right.
And the Bible says the great test will become a servant. So you will always find me serving someone. So if Miguel calls and it's just like, hey man, I want you to come to a podcast. I always ask God, like, how can I serve this? How can I bring something that can go viral, that can bring more light to that? And so when I came down here and served, the way I got to the radio station is I was going with his bags, Canton Jones's bags, because he was gonna do a youth event. And when I walked in, I was serving another radio show called The Praise Mixdown. Okay. So when I walked in with the bags, this is Canton's meeting. The program director said, "Ain't you P-Dub?" Because that was my name. Like, yeah, I'm P-Dub. He's like, "Man, we just picked up your show." I was like, I ain't got no damn show. What kind of show? And then I go in the bathroom and I call Dwight. I'm like, Dwight, did your show just get picked up in Atlanta? He was like, oh yeah, man, I forgot to tell you. I'm like, you forgot to tell me. I ain't got no job down here in Atlanta. Right. You need to call me with any inkling of good news. And Derek Harper, he took me in, and I started doing that weekend show. And then when the opportunity came for a syndicated show, I was the last person that they picked. But many people know that the first shall be last and the last shall be first. And I was able to be picked up there. And now we got a television division.
Come on, man.
Movies. And,
come on.
And it's just the beginning. We got something big coming in 2023 through our production company this year. So,
man, that's awesome, man. Congratulations.
Man, glory to him, man.
Success,
glory
man.
to God.
Congratulations. And speaking of radio, you recently had a phenomenal show with President Biden.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that was
Come on, man.
Yeah, President
That's
Biden.
huge.
You know, when you get a White House call, and in all humility, man, like this is the third, fourth, maybe fifth time we got a call from the White House. But I will say, when you get a call from the White House, I was actually in Chicago. I'm about to take stage in about 4 hours, and then my chief of staff, she calls and she's like, Willie. I was like, what? She's like, baby, when she go hood on me and not corporate,
you know it's something good. You know it's something good.
So why the White House just called and say they want the president to speak to Mr. Willie Mo Jr.? I was like, yo, that's so amazing. And you know,
this is before you about to go on stage.
Yeah, about to go on stage, and so I'm already like on the high because I'm in Chicago. You know, as I alluded to, we got something special coming in 2023 where we're bringing music back into what we do, and I'm excited about that. And then God opens up that door, and so you know, when you're working with the White House staff, I will say the Biden administration, they have some of the most amazing African American women working that thing. Shout out to Erica, part of the staff. Shout out to Keisha Lance Bottoms, just everybody who made this interview so special. And I had a human moment with him. You know, I don't subscribe to any political party. Like I'm pretty much an independent. Like I like who I like. I just don't go down the ballot like blue, red. Right. I actually do what I have to do to see what the policies are and see what works best for my family and for what we do. But it was really, really good to talk to a man who would be humble enough to admit what he did right, and then also admit some of the things that he would like to do better. And I appreciate that about that administration. And at the end of it, he invited me out to come to the White House next year. So that's gonna be fun.
Man, that's awesome.
Yeah, and
that's crazy.
I'm gonna be sure to bring some
nuber-T gear.
Some nuber-T gear.
Some Men's Wellness League gear.
I'm gonna put that on, then I'm gonna bring back some silverware for all of us. I already told him I gotta take some. I'm still at least a spoon. I'm just playing, but I'm serious. Praise God.
But I mean, that's not where it started though. I mean, because you had a show with President Obama.
Yeah, that was
right.
Scary. Yeah, that was scary.
And Vice President Harris.
Yeah.
I mean, that's major, bro.
Yeah, I don't know what God is doing. Cause let me just be honest with you, I'm from the neighborhood, bro. Like I'm from Berkeley, Missouri, like where the median income is $17,000. And I'm not saying it's the roughest hood in St. Louis, Missouri, cause you know it's a lot rougher neighborhoods. But to come from that place to be able to show this next generation that you can come from marginal beginnings and make something great, that has just been always my goal. So many times when you come from a neighborhood where, you know, a lot of people may not necessarily be doing things on a larger scale, you ultimately sometimes believe that the possibilities are limited. That's but right. I just always believe that if, you know, through God and through persistence and consistency, that something is gonna pop. But here's the thing, I don't never look for like the big opportunities. I just do the day-to-day work, and I watch whatever comes. Then the opportunities come. You attracting the opportunity. Like I wasn't calling the White House. I'm not calling people to like, hey man, I called you when I kind of got into a depression state, and I'm just like, hey bro, I want to make sure my health right. Can we run the play again? Because I wasn't in it then, but I want to make sure we're doing it. But I don't call out for different opportunities. I just ask the Creator. I'm like, Lord, just put in my path what's for me, and don't let me be distracted away from what you put in my path. So
that's right. Yeah. That's right. So with that being said, man, I mean, you got a lot of different balls you're juggling right now. You got a lot of different opportunities on the table. Like, how are you managing, your overall like your mental health and just your health and your wellness in general right now, outside of course what we can do here and what we're doing here for you at nuber-T, but how are you prioritizing that and how are you managing that?
Regimen. Like everything that I do is in a regimen. Everybody know I wake up at the same time, 5 a.m. I'm gonna be up. I'm gonna be before the Lord from 5 to about 5:30. I'm gonna read. I'm going to eat my 2 boiled eggs, my microwave bacon, because I still microwave bacon.
I hope it's turkey bacon.
Yeah, no, it's still pork. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I would turkey. My daddy's 90 years old. He grew up on the farm. I just want all these cameras to know that turkey ain't got enough ass to have bacon. Okay? Pigs got enough ass for bacon.
That's right.
Turkeys don't have enough ass for bacon. Where are they getting turkey bacon from? I eat pork bacon.
Okay.
Shout out to my Muslim brothers. I love y'all, but I gotta have my pork bacon.
You gotta have your pork bacon.
Don't get on here tripping with me.
Okay, we talked about balance. It's about balance.
So I'm eating my bacon. And then, of course, man, I take my supplements or whatever it is, vitamin C, all the stuff I got to do. And then I'm hitting the gym from 8 to 9. I'm in the gym every single day, with the exception maybe like a Friday. But I'm in the gym from 8 to 9. That's my Zen time. I don't necessarily do it just to look good. I do it because, like, mentally, like, I'm juggling a lot of balls. And so, it's some rooms that you walk in that you can't offend nobody, that you got to be really in tune to be in these rooms. Like I got an honorary doctorate degree. I don't have a doctorate degree. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so I realized that I gotta be at peak level when I walk into these rooms to execute on a high level. And so essentially I'm in there most of the time just making sure that I'm getting it together. So every morning, 8 to 9, I'm doing it. That's just a part of my day-to-day regimen.
Man, that structure is key, and consistency.
Man, even when you're going through depression, if you don't have a regimen, you lose it all. Like I see people get bigger, and they go through like, how were you able to make it? I was like, man, I'm just on autopilot.
You on autopilut?
Yeah, I do like the same thing
every day.
But it's boring. Like it's boring as hell. Like a lot of people like, man, so when do you go have fun? I was just like, I'm working on that. I might not be the funnest guy, but it's a regimen that keeps me moving.
But that's what also got you to this point of success of where you are. You mentioned mentorship and your mentor and how he impacted you. How active are you still and currently with mentoring young people and just getting the word out to the youth from that perspective?
Well, we have this amazing opportunity for young men ages 12 to 18. It's called More Mentorship, MOORE mentorship.com. It's a website. My son is actually the CEO of that arm. He's 19 years old. He's on the dean's list at the University of Mississippi.
Come on, man, let's go.
Yeah, so this is his arm. I just assist.
Okay.
What he does with the young boys, every single month we have a new mentor of the month. Everyone from Dr. Eric Thomas, everyone from we've had Dr. Eric Thomas. Zaytoven was just on there. Just a lot of great guys, basketball players, NBA players, NFL players, entrepreneurs, and we have them once a month, and we allow them to just pour into the boys. They get an opportunity to ask questions. Every single month we give them a $100 giveaway for those who had the best testimony. And then one Tuesday out of the month, I get an opportunity to pour into them with a spiritual enlightenment thing where I invite mama, I invite dad, and I invite them to sit on that Zoom, and I talk about a holistic family to make sure that what we're pouring in them is not being uprooted by what you telling them. You got like a 1 in a 1 in 7 chance of your son being hurt by gun violence. To be honest, it's pushed into the to the mainframe. But 93% of kids in elementary school, middle school, and high school, they say that they have suffered from some form of emotional abuse, not from people on the outside, but from their mother and their father, right? And so when you think about what you're doing to your child mentally with the words that you're speaking, then you're actually causing more harm than any bullet could ever do, because the chances of them catching a bullet is slim to none, but the chance of them catching a word that could transform their destiny can happen every day at home. So I sit mom and dad down and I talk to them about the words that they use with their children to make sure that they're not uprooting what we're giving them every Tuesday, and making sure that they're astute. Just because mama cussed you out and talked to you all type of crazy, our kids ain't built like that.
That's right.
The power of life and death is in your tongue, so I make sure that they're speaking life over my little boys. Morementorship.com. And we getting their butt too. We getting their butt too. So just so all the mamas who think this is like, oh my God, I'm about to sign my son up. If you don't want me in your son ass when he do wrong, don't bring him in there, because I'm not raising no type of soft love. I mean, they can be soft emotion, love. But sometimes like if your mama call me and tell me you just cussed the teacher out, I'm gonna get on the phone with you and let you know, bro, we don't roll like that. You got my last name on you. I'm giving these kids my last name, More Mentorship. So if you wear the badge of More Mentorship, bro, you can't be doing that. And so if you don't want me to get at him, keep him out of there. But if you don't mind me calling him and you call me on the email, text me on the email, Willie, he done got suspended, give me his number. And I'm calling these little boys right on. And they're like, oh, he called my phone. It's like, this ain't no celebrity call. This a check you call. Right. Because you will not lose what we putting on the inside of you on my wife. So I got 500 boys, and I can't get to every boys. Yeah, I got 500 boys around the country. But you know, at the end of the day, like if a mama hit me and they like, hey, I need you to step in, like I'm stepping in. Like, absolutely. Because I love them little dudes. They know I love them. I get teary-eyed thinking about my kids.
That's amazing, bro. Because you know, our youth, man, is so important that you know that we pour into them in that way. Like you mentioned, you know, parents and how we speak to our children and you know, the message that we convey to them, you know, is so impactful, and you know, and it's a lot of, you know, this is a disconnect, I say, in a lot of households, unfortunately, at this point. And you know, kids they're not getting that healthy, nutritious conversation, you know, like they should get, you know, like they probably are getting through your mentorship. So how do we go about changing that narrative in general? You know, because you know, it does start with the household. It starts with the parents, and a lot of our parents and us, you know, everybody, we struggle with you know mental health challenges and things of that nature. You know, but how do we break that narrative? You know, like how do what's I know there's no silver bullet, you know, but you know, you being a mentor, you know, I know you have something, you know, that you can contribute in regards to, you know, parenting and so on and so forth.
You know, the thing when it comes to the way that we help, I don't know if it's something that we can beat, because, you know, life gonna life. People gonna do what they have to do. But I believe that the biggest room in the world is the room for improvement, right? So what I've seen success with is making sure that parents understand that they have room to improve, to better equip themselves to be better parents. Right. Like more than, and don't quote me on this to my C personalities who look at numbers, but I want to say that, you know, more than 80% of what we do, we mirror it from our parents. Like, not what they say, we actually mirror. Like, we move like them, we dance like them, we pick up the habits that they do, we mirror. So if I realize that most of what my children are seeing is off of what I do, then I have to get some more tools so they can mirror a different behavior. You know, I was blessed to be adopted. I never met anybody in my biological family till I was 40 years old. Wow. But I grew in a home that was just full of love. So I was able to mirror love. Like my daddy, he was an ex-sharecropper. My daddy 90 years old. My mama 80 years old. So we were
these are your adopted parents?
My adopted parents, my forever parents, my parents'
Your parents.
Like, So my parents were always older. So the reason why I always roll with the Will Flow, that's the name of my company, but that's Willie and Flora Moore, or the Will Flow Foundation, or More Mentorship, that's their last name, because they showed me what I needed to do in a household, but they weren't eager for change. They knew that it was brick by brick, step by step, and they always told me like a small step, still a step. So I believe collectively, if parents realize like, hey man, I'm really fussing too much, well let's just work on that. and realize that you can speak your child into to a destiny. Like I was like literally my ex-wife, she often would say like they groomed you to be this person. I was like, well, what's wrong with being groomed with what they see? Like I'm grooming my 7-year-old to be the leader of my company because God showed me it was leadership. I'm grooming my 19-year-old to run my sports arm. I'm grooming my daughter to just be my daughter because I love it. I'm grooming my 14-year-old to be the most amazing like artist that he wants to be. But my parents groom me. So my question often with parents is, when it comes to your child, what you see? And I make them tell me what they see. And then I challenge them and say, is that behavior, is that catering to what you see? And if it don't cater to what you see, you doing your child a disjustice. Like you ain't giving him what he need. Like if I see you a leader, why am I talking to you when you ask me a question? My son, 7 years old, he a leader. I walk in, I tell all his teachers flat out, he gonna ask you a whole lot of questions. But here's the thing, he actually wanna know the answer. He's not a sassy ass boy. I'm not raising no sassy dudes who just asking questions. He wants to know. So if you don't mind, can you be patient enough and answer my leader's question?
Right.
And the teachers will come back 2 weeks later like, oh my God, Mr. Moore, he does ask a lot of questions, but he really wants to know. I'm like, yeah, he's inquisitive. Right. And I always tell him, son, be curious. Right. Go out there and be curious because I asked the creator, what's his primary gift? He's a leader. Okay, what about my artist? Y'all stop hollering at him. He needs a gentle approach because he's gonna stay in his head. He gonna forget stuff, but he gonna have an assistant.
Right.
Don't argue with him because he lost his book. We gonna find it, but he gonna have an assistant.
That's right.
Because he's gonna be an entertainer. He's gonna be in Hollywood. He's gonna do this. Well, Khalil that's my oldest son. He's got everything together. Yeah, because he gonna run the front office of a team until we buy our own. And so, like, I know where my kids are going, so I'm catering to that. And I think
you're grooming them in those ways.
So you groom them in those ways. So I think the way that you beat anything or system or narrative that the world's trying to put on our young men is ask God, who did you create them to be, and how can I as a parent cater to it effectively so it can come to fruition? Because the richest place in the world is the graveyard, bro. Like, there's so many cats right now who done died with books, dreams, goals, podcasts, and that's why I rock with you. Because whatever you see, you move fast and go do it. Like, I don't know who instilled that part in you, but that part is the part that means the most to me. When a person sees it, goes after it, and he does it, and you'll be able to instill that into your kids and watch them be exactly what God shows you them to be. Yeah,
that's awesome, bro.
Yeah,
man. So now since we're talking about the family dynamic, how important do you feel it is to instill just health and wellness into your kids and into that family dynamic as well? Because I know, me growing up, my parents, they didn't really, they couldn't really teach me how to be healthy, or I was just naturally, athletic, and I played sports and things of that nature. But we had the bacon on the plate. We had the fat bat in the greens on Sunday, and all of those things, man. And but a lot of my like aunts and my grandmother, they all struggle with heart disease and high blood pressure and things of that nature. How important is it for you to instill just healthy habits into your kids and into your kids that you mentor too?
Yeah, that was their mama. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah. Thanks for keeping it real.
Yeah, that was their mama. I ain't know nothing about no organic. I didn't know about almond milk. I didn't know about the pink salt versus that iodine. So I knew nothing about it.
That was all the mama.
That was our mama. She started doing this thing called Beachbody, and she really got into it. And I just really, kicking and screaming changed my eating habits. And so all my kids, they grew up an organic lifestyle. Like, they understand, ingredients. Like, they like, what is in this? Is butter? Like, they ain't never had McDonald's. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I mean, no disrespect to McDonald's. I mean, and disrespect, because you keep putting it in the hood sometimes, but
every block.
Yeah, every block. And shout out to my friends who work at McDonald's. I love you guys. Of course, I always support you guys and what you do. It's a lot of sisters that I work with out there, so no disrespect, but my kids ain't never really ate McDonald's. You know what I mean?
I forbid my kids from having it too.
Yeah, that's just a thing. But I don't think I grew up really healthy with the eating. Mm-hmm. I did see my daddy work out. Like he walked 3 or 4 miles every single day.
Okay.
Like self-educated himself. He didn't necessarily go to college, so I seen him work on what he had to do. But I was just always an athlete. I got a full-ride scholarship to the University of Mississippi to run track. Like I won state a few times in Missouri.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
So
you know you still were living a healthy lifestyle.
Yeah,
for the most part. But
kind of.
Besides that bacon,
we was eating. I'm still eating that bacon. Cause why? Come on, say it with me. Turkey ain't got enough ass for bacon. Come on, somebody. Pig has enough. It's the new white meat. Come on, somebody.
That's funny.
Yeah. No, but no. I think I've always lived a healthy lifestyle. My kids have seen it. My son, he still works out. I wanted to make sure that he didn't have to go to school for sports. When I got my last injury at the University of Mississippi, I told God then, I said, man, I hope my sons don't have to go through what I had to go through to go to school.
Right.
My prayer is that God would put me in a position where if whatever school they wanted to go to, I wanted to be able to take care of it. And, we've been blessed.
And you put him in that position too, baby.
Yeah, put him in a position. He's at the University of Mississippi. I'm actually enjoying my school more with him than I did when I was there. Like I'm at the Grove, I'm at the football games, I'm having drinks with my friends. I'm like, yay, go on, man. I'm like having fun, but I was on full ride scholarship there, so it was like gotta be in at this time, gotta do this, I gotta track meet, and then
it was practice,
I'm pledging and I'm doing
homework.
all this, homework. So I'm watching him do it. He got his little apartment there. I'm so proud of him.
Man, congratulations, man. That's a huge accomplishment.
Yeah, man, I'm so proud of that.
Huge accomplishment.
Yeah.
Well, is there anything else you want to tell the people about Willie Mo Jr.? Like what else you have going on? What you want the people to see of you, or what to expect of you in the near future? I know you said some big things coming in 2023.
Yeah.
So can you elaborate a little bit on those big things, or not yet?
It's no secret. We got a new show. It's on Clio TV. Me and this beautiful young lady named Pretty V. That's my big little sister, because I'm older, but she taller. So shout out to Pretty V. She's such a beautiful spirit. We got a show on Clio TV. It's TV One, but they have a woman arm called Clio TV. So make sure you tune in every Wednesday, 9:30 p.m. Of course, the Willie Mo Jr. Show is on. If you don't listen to terrestrial radio, download the Willie Mo Jr. Show app. Every single day, we're gonna be inspiring you. We're gonna keep it 100. Podcast is coming. Keep it 100 podcast. Just did a new deal with Yes Network. Y'all. If I messed up y'all name, Miss Charlotte, I love y'all. We just did a new deal with them. I can't wait till y'all see this amazing podcast. And last thing, we live in a world with so many different metaphysical orientation. But here's the thing. This is the one thing that I want you to understand, that God has a bigger purpose for you. He understands exactly where you are, the situation that you're in, the position that you're in right now. It did not take him by surprise. Here's the thing that I've learned to do. I've learned to surrender my wants in hopes that God can create a destiny for me. The moment that you let go is the moment that he picks up, because in your weakness, he's actually made stronger. And I know what the world teaches you. We got to be strong. We got to be strong as men. We got to be strong. But when I start don't cry, don't do it. Right. But the thing is, a loving father who sees your tears, who sees you down, who sees you hurt, he want to come scoop you up. If I see my daughter crying, I'm running to her. I see my son crying, I'm running to her. So it's the same with our Father in heaven. A lot of times we put our mask on, but we're going through hell, but we don't want to show. But I'm asking anybody, if you want to get the best health and the best wellness, it's just to release the anxiety and the pressure of attempting to be strong. Because in your weakness, he's made strong. And if you and God are together, you are the majority. And you're going to watch your life win. I'm watching my life win, and I have no idea how it's happening, but I do understand that this season I've been so weak, but God has been stronger. So now when I walk in, I'm strong because I know he with me. That's right. And that's the way he wants to live, man. So thank you guys, nuber-T. I honor you guys, me as well.
Man, thank you, man. We really appreciate you being on the show today, Willie.
My pleasure.
Man, and congratulations on all your success and everything that you're doing with those 500 kids, and
my boy.
Managing your household and everything that you do. We appreciate you, bro.
My bro.
My man.
Indeed. Drop that watch off to me, when you want to. I ain't know he's wearing watches today. He got his one on. You hear me? Woo!
That's a wrap. How are we on time?
Probably about 25, 32.
32? Yeah. No, perfect timing. Perfect time.
I got to shoot out.
Oh yeah, I know you got some.